Welcome to Glam Chat, the official podcast of South Australia's largest lifestyle news website, Glam Adelaide.
Hi guys, it's Ben from Glam Adelaide here. Hey, one of the biggest music acts on the South Australian calendar is the Spin-Off Festival, which is coming up on the 21st of July. And one of the big acts to be playing this year is Hockey Dad. And we're very excited to be joined by Zach from Hockey Dad. Thanks for joining us, Zach.
No worries. Thanks for having me, man. Good to be here.
So first of all, you're coming to the best state of Australia. What are you most excited for performing at Spin-Off?
You are right. Adelaide is probably the best city in Australia. South Australia is the best state. We got a lot of friends that live over there. We used to come over a lot, touring early on. Bands like Bad Dreams were kind of like our older brothers. They kind of showed us the ropes. So it'd be good to go over there and just catch up with everybody. It's been a while since we've been to Adelaide. So, just looking forward to getting back. And Spin-Off itself is such a crazy festival. We played it a few years back now and it was huge. So yeah, looking forward to seeing how it goes and just getting back to Adelaide.
It's a big one. You've seen such significant growth since your debut of Dreamin'. What has the journey been like? Obviously there was the COVID pandemic in the middle of it, which kind of halted things for a bit, but what has it been like kind of just achieving such success?
Surreal, I guess. I don't know. It just feels, it's always weird when you think about it, trying to think about it as like achieving success. I think we achieved success when we started the band and played our first show at like a pub to like 50 people. That was what we really wanted to do. So kind of everything after that almost is just another cherry on top. So it's been fun. I mean, we just got the opportunity to travel the world and play music just with friends and meet crazy random people in faraway countries and also in Australia as well, all over Australia. And, we've built a lot of really good relationships with Australian bands. We have a lot of good friends and lots of deep connections within the industry now. So I think that's probably the best part about it. The journey itself has been crazy. Sometimes it's fast, everything's happening at once, it's all going on, and then the next minute there's nothing on and you're kind of sitting at home going, what do I do for a job again? So yeah, it's all over the shop all the time.
So, and you released Brain Candy. COVID was obviously difficult, but what I found amazing about Hockey Dad was that you were able to keep that momentum. Obviously, for so many bands, the momentum was easily lost, but you kind of found new ways to keep pushing your music out there. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, I think credit for that has to go to our label who really pushed us. I mean, yeah, during that time, it was so hard to really know how to approach releasing a record in that kind of like state of the world. It had never really been. There was no blueprint really to go off. So we kind of just had to throw things out there and try them out. I think one of the best things about it was doing those drive-in shows we did. Just things like that, keeping ourselves busy and work like loopholes up to loopholes, finding ways to get ourselves out there and be able to play shows and keep ourselves present in people's minds, saying, hey, we've got this record, we're still putting it out, this music's still here. But I think that was just the way, just trying to find tricky little ways to get ourselves in there and get ourselves playing shows, even if it was playing to 400 cars at a Greyhound track.
But it's really special because I think during that time people kind of sought solace in music, and so that the fact that you were able to provide that for so many people is really special.
Yeah, I think we kind of heard that a lot. I think people just almost just giving up on new music until the pandemic was kind of like slowing down or going to finish. And I think the fact that we just went, oh, we're not going to wait until it's over, then we can tour, we'll just do it. I think people kind of enjoyed that aspect. So, well, they're still going for it and putting new music out. And hopefully, gave people something to do for, 6 months while they were just sitting at home.
Now, the name Hockey Dad, it's a really cool name. And am I right that it's a Simpsons reference?
Yes, you're correct.
So what's the story?
It's just off an episode. I couldn't tell you what episode it is. I should write it down. But it's early in an episode, Bart and Milhouse are playing a video game, and it looks like they're playing an ice hockey game, just as players, and then it kind of cuts away to inside the video game, two dads start arguing about their kids, one of their kids being better than the other. And then all of a sudden it just transitions into like a Street Fighter game with two dads just fighting each other in the ring.
As you do.
Yeah, and then it's called Hockey Dad. All band names seem ridiculous after about 3 years. This one is no different.
Nah, it's not ridiculous at all.
Hockey Dad rules.
But one of the things I love about Hockey Dad, and it kind of comes from that name, I mean, you were born out of something, you know, you kind of went, oh, the surf's crap today. What are we going to do? And you started playing music together. And so it was such a kind of authentic, kind of natural start, which probably, you know, provided such a great grounding for the journey. Would that be correct? Yeah,
I would say so. We never it was always just I don't know, kind of a second option for us to go and play music. It's not like we weren't passionate about it or anything, but we were busy like teenagers, just doing teenager stuff. And then it kind of took us a while. We were playing in other kind of just high school bands, kind of figuring it out. And we didn't take it really kind of seriously for a long time. And it kind of just all fell into our lap. We're like, oh, we could actually just go do this. People, like, we can go on a tour and travel around Australia. And I think, maybe just coming from those kind of casual beginnings maybe helped us out. Didn't give us, I think it like took the pressure off us early on. It's like, oh, well, if it doesn't work out, it doesn't really matter. It wasn't meant to work out anyway. So I think it was probably good for us, in that aspect.
And during those casual kind of times at the very beginning, who would you say, which bands gave you the most kind of inspiration?
I would say it was bands like Bad Dreams, bands like Dizzy Death Rays. We just kind of started playing in Wollongong, and like our manager, he owned like a little venue at the time in Wollongong. So we started playing there, and our manager, Dan, he played in bands and was playing in bands at that time. And he already knew a lot of the guys in the kind of Australian scene, Bad Dreams, Dizzy Death Rays, all that kind of crew. So he kind of like already knew them and was like, check out these like little kids. They're all right. So they all kind of like took us in, and we just would go to their shows and like, open up for them in little bars, and they kind of showed us the ways to like really be a proper band and figure it all out. So I think, Dizzy Death Rays took us on our first ever like whole Australian tour. Bad Dreams took us on like our first ever show to Sydney, stuff like that. Just like kind of giving us little inroads and taking us under their wing and showing us how it's really done.
That's brilliant. Hey, before we let you go, something I'm personally curious. After a big set, what is your go-to meal?
That's good. It's weird. I don't usually eat for a while after a set. It's weird. You like come off stage, the last thing you think about is eating food, but then like 2 hours later, it's like all you can think about. Usually after a set, when you're really hungry, it's like 2 a.m. So the only thing open is like a kebab shop. But if I had to pick, I don't know. I'd go something really fancy. I'd go like salmon and asparagus or something. Keep it real light and mean for the next day.
2 a.m. salmon. Nice.
Yeah.
Well, we're so stoked that you'll be coming to South Australia and performing at Spin-Off. We can't wait to see you, and we hope you enjoy performing to Adelaide and enjoy your salmon at 2 a.m. afterwards.
Will do. Thanks, man. I can't wait to come back. It should be really fun.
For all the details mentioned in this episode and our ever-growing catalogue of podcast episodes, plus news about what's on in South Australia, hit up glamadelaide.com.au. Thanks for listening, and join us next time.